Well, welcome to the home of the world's highest vineyards. I just walked up. I'm quite out of breath, and I'm not that high. I'm certainly not as high as the vineyards go. I'm at a place called Bodega Colomé. It's in the very far north of Argentina. It's taken us quite a long time to get here. We came up from Cafayate, about 2 hours, on a very bumpy road, mostly not tarmacked at all. It wasn't a metal road, it was just a track. I mean, a good track, but you need a 4x4 to get here. We had to cross a couple of rivers. There was a storm last night, so there's quite a lot of rain. It washed away some of the road on the way. Remarkably, there's a guy coming up behind us in a small car, and he managed to get through. No idea how he did it. Some remarkable driving. Anyway, Bodega Colomé, you can come here, and I recommend it heartily to you. I say it's the home of the world's highest vineyards. Here we're about 2,200 meters high, and that's why I'm just a bit out of breath, even just from walking up, just because I'm not used to it, really. But that's as high as, you know, Europe's highest ski resorts, certainly, and probably higher than, I mean, I don't know, Zermatt in Switzerland is 1,500 meters, and others are a little bit higher. So it is a high winery, but they are about to go in the Guinness Book of Records, because up here, about another 2 hours away, they have some vineyards that are 3,030 meters high. And just here there's a guy coming by sensibly on a quad bike, not going and walking everywhere. I'm just going to show you this. I jumped out of the truck because I wanted to show you this house. Just let me pick up the camera. This here is the winery is owned by a guy called Donald Hess, very wealthy guy, and he bought it a couple of years ago. It's 39,000 hectares large, the estate. When he bought it, there was 4 hectares of vineyards. Now this house, it belongs to one of the winery workers, and it's a very traditional adobe built house. You can just about make up the bricks are the stones there, and then these are mud bricks just here. This is somebody's home, so I don't want to be too invasive. And if you just get the roof, it's made out of mud and straw and so on. And then here's their garden, which tells you actually what most of it is like around here. It's cactuses everywhere. There's another big fella there. Just next door, this guy's the winery manager, and this is the vineyard that he looks after. Trellised vines, beautiful. But they also own all of these mountains around and about. Now, when Donald Hess bought it, he's the Swiss guy, he, let's come back across this way. This is another vineyard down here, and this is the hotel. I think the hotel's just across there. That's it. That's where you would stay if you were to come. Something I recommend very much, very, very much. It's beautiful. When Donald Hess bought it, there are 400 people who live around here. Let's get that right. 400 people live in this village area, and a few of them worked a very small vineyard that the guy had. It's just 4 hectares. It's about 4 football pitches. There are now about 1,400 people who live around here in this small community. They all work for the winery. Donald offered to build them a new village, and they all said, no, we want to live in these houses, these traditional houses. We don't want to move, but we would like a couple of other bits. So he's built a church, he's built a medical centre, and he's rebuilt a school. It's a long way for anybody. Well, you couldn't travel to school. There is an Amerindian village, a sort of native village, if you like, over the hill. But I mean, again, you know, this is a day, sometimes more, of travelling to get round about. There's an amazing history of this place. It was cleared by the Spanish. They cleared all the native people out here because they just got sick of fighting them. So they just moved them all out to Buenos Aires. There's a place called Quilmes, because it was the Quilmes tribe who lived here. And I think it was 12% of them made the walk. They made them walk all the way. If I'm going to Buenos Aires today on a plane, it's going to take me 2.5 hours to drive to the airport. It'll then be another 2 hours in an aeroplane. And if you can imagine, this is hundreds of years ago, and they made people walk that far. It's crossing continents to go that far, and so very few of them ever made it. Much happier now, though. It's beautiful. So there's these fantastic vineyards. They are among the highest in the world here, and they are definitely the highest in the world just a little bit further up. And the reason they want to do that is that although we're right on the Bolivian border, and it's really very, it's desert, it's very, very dry, it's only maybe 90 millimeters of rain a year, we're very high up, and so that cools it down. And when you're out of the sun, you've got to wear a hat, because UV is really, really intense, and you just feel yourself burning. Even my hands just now, I can feel them burning in my chest. It's great for the grapes, and they concentrate lots and lots of colour. There's insects everywhere. There's one that's about to climb onto the camera, so I shall go move the camera out of its way. because I'm encroaching on his territory, and I'm going to taste the wines. So Bodega Colomé, you should come. It's the most glorious place for a very luxurious, beautiful holiday, and you get to try some great wine.